Good. I'm Ron Piercy from This Day in Metal. And today we got Corey from the Grammy nominated metal band Trivium.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. You guys got a new EP coming out on October 31st, Struck Dead on Roadrunner Records. And the 31st is the same day your tour starts.
Hell yeah. Yeah. It all lined up very well.
So, that's good.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. It's always awesome when you got new music coming out. It's been like 4 years, I guess, now at this point since we had anything new come out. So it's exciting times for us to kind of get the new music ball rolling again.
So did you plan on putting out an EP before, or when the other tour with Bullet just stopped and you decided to?
Yeah, the EP was kind of a pivot in a sense. When the whole I guess the whole plan, when we took 2024 off, we're building our studio and planning on the 2025 this year being the Ascendancy anniversary tour. And basically we have a whole year kind of like, blocked off for that. And, but we were still, wanting to, it'd been a while since we put out the last record and wanted to have new music to, for something, it was like, we're going to be doing this whole year of anniversary stuff. So we have the studio, we wanted to record new music and have something. And kind of like the original plan was just to like drop like a new song, like in the middle of the anniversary touring. And so that was like the original plan. And then once we started writing, we kind of, went from one song to two to three, and we just kind of kept writing. And then once we had the studio finished and we recorded it all, it was like we had all this couple songs in our back pocket. And it was kind of like, I guess we were kind of like in the mode of kind of just like waiting to see like what was going to happen. And the anniversary tour stuff ended before we even got to the first step of dropping one song. So we just kind of like took a step back and we're like, all right, well, plans have changed. What are we going to do? And the EP idea popped up, and we've never done the EP or anything like that. So we thought it would be kind of a fun, transition to something different and get all the new music out that we had in one go and kind of clear the slate. So now we're, we've already moved on to the next phase of the next album. So we have a clear deck of, the creative side of things. So it's cool. Get all these songs out. The fans, they've been waiting for 4 years for
4 years, yeah,
for new music. So we get all that out there, get that ball rolling, and and then they won't have to wait too much longer for an actual album. So it's
okay. I have to say the EP is awesome. I've listened to it many times. It's good for the gym. It's good for everything.
Yeah, it was a fun thing. We just kind of it was a different kind of vibe for writing, because we thought we were, the original plan was just like, hey, we're just going to write a new song for, to put out like during the, drop in the middle of the Ascendancy stuff. And we hadn't written anything in a while. So once we kind of got the ball rolling with the creative side of things, it just kind of kept going. And, it was a lot of fun because there was no, I guess there, it's a little bit different, when we're just kind of like, hey, we're going to write a song, compared to we got to like craft an album and have like this start to finish kind of thing of what we're trying to like capture for a full length record. So it was just kind of like a song by song, just kind of like, hey, it just kind of feels cool here. And then each song kind of has its own kind of personality to it. They fit all really well together. So I think people are going to, have a lot of fun with it. And you're looking forward to getting the rest of the songs out, and also, playing some of this stuff, on the next tour.
Yeah, the next tour looks excellent. With you guys, Ginger and Harriet, that's going to be a great thing. I'm out of Toronto, so I'll get to see you over at the London show, London, Ontario.
Oh yeah, you got the Ascendancy run, and
Yeah.
so this will be a little different. We got it'd be a different show. We're in the process right now of kind of like narrowing down the set list. So it's definitely going to be I think it's going to be a lot of fun, at least for for us as well, because with all the circumstances that have kind of happened, we're kind of put into like a reboot mode, and there's a lot of stuff being thrown around that be a lot of material that I think we haven't played live in a while. So I think the set list is going to be pretty fun to kind of really revamp kind of what we've been playing.
Oh, awesome. So, like, I know you got the new studio, the Hangar. I listened to Matt's show on Liquid Metal there as much as I can. It's very enjoyable, by the way. I always pick up new bands just by listening to him.
Oh,
Somebody
right.
from the music industry.
Yeah. I always every once in a while I try to sneak a song into the playlist. I'll recommend to them. So.
Oh, that's awesome. So, how is the Hangar?
Oh, it's great. It's kind of one of those like ongoing work in progress. We've gotten a lot of stuff done. Having last year off tour gave us a lot of time to really get a lot of stuff done to kind of catch up on our plans. But now that the actual studio part of it is finished, it really makes things a lot easier. So we've kind of like over the last couple months, kind of revamped some stuff, kind of tweaked some stuff. So the place is pretty amazing. So we're loving it. Just we've been kind of plugging away at writing new music. So we're kind of getting to that I guess that next phase of since this last tour or this next tour is our last tour in a while. We're kind of stepping up the writing sessions, and so starting in January, we're going to be gonna have that studio fully activated for plugging away at the next album. So we're really looking forward to it because we've had it for a while, and obviously we did the EP, and we've been doing some writing sessions over the last couple months. But we haven't really had the max amount of time to really kind of fully experiment with just what we can do with the studio, because we have so much gear that we've collected that we've really just haven't even tapped like the full potential of the studio, because we were even like the last time we were down there working on stuff, we were still setting up like new stuff that we with like microphone stuff, setups that we've had for a while, but we just never got the tech up and running yet with the Dynamounts and all this kind of crazy stuff. So it's we're this next record is gonna be fun because we'll have all the time that we need, all the gear, no rush with renting out a place. So we'll be able to really kind of do a lot of all the crazy stuff we've always had in our head that we just never had the the time or whatever to be able to experiment with. We always talked about like, oh, we'd be cool to try out like different sounds or do stuff that would make the recording or the sound experience of listening to the music have some fun little like little Easter eggs in the music and whatever. So we're looking forward to just being able to kind of fully utilize everything we have now. So it's gonna be a fun time, and obviously we'll document it all the stuff that we're doing for everyone to watch later on for like the making of stuff, since people seem to really enjoy kind of like the whole process of everything, as it's going on.
Is that how you guys write your music? You all just get in a room and just hammer it out?
Yeah, we've kind of, we used to do, everyone would write demos at home. We'd have, do the full shebang of, programming drums and, doing the whole presentation of writing a song to show everybody. And then once we started kind of getting back into, having a full rehearsal spot, even before the hangar, it was, we always kind of noticed that when we'd have demos and we'd get in there and start playing, and usually all the coolest stuff would happen when we're just jamming or writing on the spot, kind of throwing ideas around between all of us. So once we got the hangar, it was kind of like our mindset went to like, hey, let's just not like, spend a lot of time by ourselves trying to like hammer out songs and ideas, and just bring riffs to the hangar, and just you know someone would play like a riff or an idea, and then we just kind of jam, and then it just snowballs into like a full song. Or that would, even with the EP, was like the first riff we jammed on, you know the first song we started writing was "Bury Me with My Screams," but the first riff we started writing or were using to kind of start the whole process ended up being the main riff in Six Walls. So the first riff became song 3. So it like just the whole process of just kind of going through everyone's ideas and just kind of how the songs start to develop. It's just becomes like a process, and it's fun because it's very. I guess to us it seems like the process is faster when you can just like play something on the spot and have your drummer or somebody just kind of instantly react to it, instead of having to like sit there on your computer and like
Yeah.
program something or whatever. So it makes the process for us like we can get through ideas or at least try stuff faster when you're like, oh, I have see how it sounds like this, and you're like, no, that's not going to work. So it just kind of at least for us the process is faster, more efficient, and feels like we get a lot more out of it than kind of just sitting in a room by yourself plugging away at a laptop or whatever. So there's a lot I guess it's like that's how we started off. Our I guess age range was like that was like how you did it, because that's all you really had. You didn't have all the technology you have now to be able to do it a different way, essentially. So
Yeah.
we just kind of we tried it other ways, and it just kind of that just kind of feels like the most natural, easiest way for us is and plus that was like kind of like one of the main reasons we built the hangar, was to have a space to be able to do stuff like this.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you get you don't get the distractions like you have at home.
Yeah, it's everyone's got kids and stuff, so it's like when you're at home with toddlers and all that family life and stuff, it's like probably harder to just be like, hey, I'm just gonna go off in my den or something and play guitar for a couple hours and focus on writing something, when you got like probably kids yelling at you or
Always.
demanding your attention or whatever. So the hangar is kind of like the solitude, the Superman's,
Man cave.
yeah. So we can go there and just focus and do what we need to do for whatever couple hours during the day, and focus and get our work done. So it's a great space to have for just anything that we need to do as a band. So we've been loving it since we've had it, and I feel like the EP's a good starting point for what we've been able to kind of create there.
Awesome. Like you guys all live in the Orlando area?
Yeah, we're basically now 3 of us. We're pretty much like Matt's like maybe like a couple miles from me, and Paulo's a little bit further, but we're still all within like a 15, 20, like you know it's like if you look on a map, it's like the distance isn't really that far, but Orlando traffic will make the drive a little bit longer than you think it is. But
Yeah, I know.
we're
I've been
all
to Orlando many times.
yeah, we're all roughly around the same kind of downtown Orlando area, suburb area, but yeah, we're all about like, the hangar is like about depending on traffic, but like at least my GPS tells me it's about like 28 minutes from my house. So it's not too far of a commute, and yeah, so it's great, being all kind of centralized in one area. It makes things a lot easier.
Are you originally from Orlando?
No, I'm a transplant. I'm originally from Maine, and I moved down here in 2002 to go to college, and just met the band while I was down here, and just never left.
Never left off, but good choice. Very
Yeah.
good choice. Like I know there, like it seems to be a lot of metal bands are from Orlando now, or going to Orlando. Like, do you ever go to the grocery store and bump into Corpse Grinder or anything like that?
Well, some of those guys are they're a little bit they're in the Tampa area, so
Okay.
there's a lot of the like obviously like the famous Tampa death metal scene. So there's a lot of those bands out in the Tampa, I guess West Coast area.
Yeah.
Um, Orlando, I'm trying to think. I know. Trying to remember. I think there's some guys from A Day to Remember are in Orlando, because I know they're originally from, I think, Apopka, a little bit north. But I think a couple guys from Day to Remember are down here. I know a bunch of the Slaughter to Prevail guys live in Orlando now.
Yeah. There's a
We
lot of some Toronto bands have gone there too, like Brand of Sacrifice. I know the Demon King lives in Orlando now. Um,
Yeah, I think the singer from Cataclysm lives in Orlando.
oh wow.
Yeah, there's some. I don't know if there's like full bands, but I know there's definitely members of bands that have moved to the area. I can't remember them all, but yeah, and like our good friend Ken, who plays in Obituary, he lives like down the street from me, basically. So he's an Orlando guy, but Tampa band. So there's definitely a lot of musicians around, and every once in a while, just going to the grocery store wearing a metal shirt, someone will make a comment of recognizing something. So it's definitely a good scene in Florida, and even in Orlando, where it's just a bummer. I think I looked up the other day, like, because like it feels like they're with the amount of touring that bands are doing these days. It just seems like not a lot of shit comes to Orlando these days, or there's been a very lack of the metal shows in O Town. So it's definitely I think especially like even just seeing like we have a show here in Orlando in December on the tour at the end of the tour,
Yeah, I saw
and
that there. Yeah.
yeah, that show's selling extremely well. So it just, there's just nothing, there hasn't been much coming around. So when there is something, people are they jump on it pretty quick. So it's definitely a market that feels like it's been a little starved for a little while. So hopefully there'll be some more stuff coming through here. Uh, Hopefully next year.
So with your hangar, do you plan to rent that out for bands to come and record, or is it just for you guys? Or for now, it's just for you guys, and maybe eventually.
We did with the hangar, because having the just like the space. It's really good because we've used it for, we use it for like tour pre-production and just kind of getting ready. We bring all our crew down and set up and get everything prepared for going out on tour. So we've had a couple bands that we rented it out to for that kind of thing of just needing a space to kind of get all your stuff kind of prepared.
Yeah.
So I know we had Fit for an Autopsy in there doing some pre-pro a while back. Day to Remember used it for like I think preparing for like they did like some I think it was like some acoustic thing they were doing at the time. And then that band Oni used it for a tour pre-pro, but we haven't had anyone in there since we've actually built the actual studio part of
Okay.
everything. And we were like, we've actually, like, when we were building it and documenting it on like Instagram and all that kind of stuff, our manager and some people had gotten inquiries about potentially using it or whatever, because it's just like nowadays it's kind of like the like studios are kind of becoming more scarce, especially in places that you can just like rent out, like a commercial place.
Yeah.
Because mostly it's like anyone that has a studio, it's like, oh, you have to work with that person because it's like their home studio essentially. So there's not a whole lot of just like, hey, we want to rent a place out for 6 weeks or something to make a record. So we definitely had people that have hit us up about availability and all that kind of stuff. But we kind of like with it just our, because it's like our space, that it's very kind of case by case. If you're a friend or we know you kind of thing, we might
Yeah.
do the favor of like, hey, well, we're not using it for that time. You can come in and use it. But once we got the actual recording studio part of it and got it all set up and working and using it, it kind of went from like, oh yeah, we could totally rent this out, to like, this place is too cool, we want it all to ourselves, we don't want to let
Yeah.
anyone else use it, kind of thing. But it all depends. If there's like, we have some good friends that if like they're like, hey, we need a place to do something, we could you know totally open it up depending on the who it is and whatever like that. But yeah, this is great. We kind of realized, after the last two records where we were recording at Full Sail, which, if people don't know, is like a college,
Okay.
a media school. I went there for school when I moved to Florida. So kind of helps being an alum, to basically, it's a college to teach. They do video games, movies. It's like basically just like a media
Yeah.
kind of industry type school. But I went there for recording arts, so they have like studios and stuff to teach people on that side of things. So they were cool enough to let us, go in there and record in between, classes and teaching and all that stuff. But it's like, it being like an educational place, it's set up for that purpose and not necessarily like set up to be like a full on, like fully functional, like recording studio
Great
for
studio.
records. So there's like a lot of stuff where you're like, oh, it's like, what about this? And like, oh, we don't have that because it's like, I guess for a college and the rules of educational purposes, there's a lot of kind of red tape on certain things. So it was a very like, we were in there recording, and it was basically like a very like, it looked like, it's a very amazing facility, but it's like there's limitations because it's like set up for educational purposes and not
Yeah. Not for a
recording.
metal
So
band.
so it felt like we were like kind of recording in a very in a basically a limited situation with just like what we had available. And since that was like the only thing that was really at our disposal in Orlando for studio stuff, we just kind of knew that, like, the best thing to do is an invest in ourselves and build a studio, because when it comes down to making the next record or the next body of music that we were going to do eventually, um, we weren't really going to have many options to have a place to record. So it might as well build our own spot, because it's going to be very essential to our career and livelihood to have some place that's you know up
No,
to
that's
the
awesome.
up to the level of what we need to make the kind of music we want to make. And it's like, now that we have the place done and the amount of gear we've collected over the years, um, out of our career, it's like basically like our studio, we have more at our disposal than basically any studio we've ever recorded at in our career. So we definitely we went from nothing to going to the top bar that we could possibly reach,
Yeah,
pretty
that's great.
pretty quickly. So it's pretty amazing. And I think whenever someone comes to check it out, or we bring someone in to show them, it's they're pretty blown away by what the place is, because I think it's like people see pictures and stuff, but when you actually like walk in the place and kind of absorb it all, it's a pretty amazing spot. So we're very happy, and thankful to be able to create something like this.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm noticing your shirt, so I have to ask. I have to ask. We don't have to talk about it. I know Alex left, and you guys are on good terms. And you got Grayson now that plays with Sepultura, and he still
Yeah.
plays with them.
Yeah,
From what I can tell.
Yeah,
He's just,
I definitely right before I did the call in, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm totally setting myself up with my wardrobe today. But yeah, Grayson, with when everything happened, it was obviously wasn't anything we were expecting, or thinking we were going to have to I guess figure out. But once it started going down, we're like, well, it's like we have a show, Aftershock Festival in like basically like just under 2 weeks. Um, so luckily he had talked to Matt at some point in the past couple months about something, or made a comment about something Matt posted about, and we just knew that he had kind of been through a similar situation with Sepultura, where he had to kind of come in last minute to save the day, essentially, with
oh yeah, that's right, he did. Yeah, when the other
yeah,
drummer with
I think he said he had to learn like 28 songs in like 12 days or some shit. It was some wild, but yeah, we knew we needed somebody in the short term for the next show, and then we had the tour coming up. So luckily, when we hit him up, his schedule was open. Sepultura is like, I think they don't start touring again till I can't remember what he said, like sometime in the spring next
Oh
year
wow.
or something like that. So they're off for a couple months. So he was available, and he was willing to do it. So he's doing this next tour, and then after that we're off tour, because we're going to be making working on the
The
new
new album.
record. So we don't start touring again till we don't have shows till like next summer.
You got
So
festivals, don't you, coming up next
yeah,
summer?
we got a bunch of stuff starting up at the end of May through the summer, and so at least Grayson's coming in, helping us out and getting us to the end of the year, and then we can kind of like sit back and kind of have some time to just kind of figure out that look at some people. We definitely had talked to some people recently about just bringing some people down to the hangar to jam and just kind of take our time. There's no rush. We've never really every time we've had like a like a drummer issue change at some point in our career, was always at like a really awkward time where we're on tour, or right before a tour, where it was like there wasn't really any time to kind of sit back and look at the options, or whatever. So Grayson's awesome. So he's doing this tour. He's still in Sepultura, so no one has to worry about
Yeah.
we're not stealing anybody, or put anyone else in a bad spot. But there's definitely a lot of amazing musicians out there. So I think we'll be good, and we're just trying to get through this tour, and then find the person to that fits to track the next album. So I think the people we've talked to, I think we'll be in good hands, and kind of just looking forward to just getting in a room and playing people, and just kind of seeing how everything vibes, and kind of move on from there.
Awesome. Awesome. So how do you like to tour? Do you
What was
like
that?
going on the road? How do you like touring?
Oh yeah. Touring's awesome. Have a lot of fun. We have I think our band, and especially even with our crew, like we've had like the same crew for a long time. So, you know, we have a very family vibe. You know, everyone's been around each other for so long and get along so well that we have it's a very easygoing time on tour with just how we travel and get along with everybody. Our tour manager always says like we're the easiest gig in metal because it's just such a very just like everyone just knows like hey just do your job and it's a fun time and very easygoing. Um, so when we get on tour, it's a very relaxed, fun vibe. You know, everyone just likes playing, likes doing the shows, hanging out. You know, obviously if everyone follows Matt on online or whatever, you know how much of a foodie he is. So we're
Yep.
always everywhere we go on tour. There's we're always going to like a good restaurant, eating good food, and all that stuff. So if we're gonna be gone from home, and especially like the other guys who have like kids at home, if we're gonna be gone for 5-6 weeks or whatever on tour, then it's like you gotta make sure you're having a good time to make the time away worth it. So we definitely try to make that time on tour as fun as we possibly can, and I feel we do a pretty damn good job of it because when we get out on tour, we're all pretty excited to do what we're doing. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you've seen almost the whole world. You guys
oh yeah,
been pretty much everywhere, right?
almost yeah. We've just
It
waiting
would.
for that like Metallica where they go play in an igloo in Antarctica or some shit. Haven't done that, but there's definitely some places where still haven't gone to, but we've gone to a lot of amazing places. I'm looking forward to. I've been basically been my most requested spot that our booking agent that I've for like 20 years. That like every time we like have a conversation about plans for the future or something like that, I'm always just like, what about this spot? We've never been here. Like we get there, and finally, I think it hasn't been announced yet, but I think it's going to happen. But so I've always wanted to go to Greece. Um,
Okay.
so I think we're going to be playing in Athens next summer. Uh,
Nice.
so when I saw that, I was just like, holy shit! Like finally, because I'm a big I love watching like History Channel stuff and all the stuff in Greece and Athens with all the different all the sites and stuff like there that I was just like be great to play there, but it's like that's also another aspect of just the sightseeing tourist seeing all the ancient stuff that's there is kind of a big thing that I've always just wanted to lay my eyes on and kind of see it in person finally. So really stoked that hopefully I didn't jinx it by talking about it before it got officially confirmed. But that's stuff like that's always exciting. Even 20 something years into touring, there's still places to go that that's new and exciting. So looking forward to being there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like when you get Metallica, status, which will happen. You guys are awesome. You guys should be the next. But then you'd be able to, go on tour, go to a place, go to Greece, and get 2-3 days off just to walk around, then off to the next place.
Yeah, we've definitely had those times where especially depending on where in the world you are and the just the way the schedule is. Sometimes you do get those. I remember like I think it was last year, or maybe it was a couple years ago. We took a year off, so it kind of it
Yeah.
kind of expands the timeline of what my memory thinks. But with the first time we played in Thailand, we flew into Bangkok, and that was where the tour started. So the first show we had, like I think it was like 3 days there before we played. So we had a lot of time to just wander around the city and check everything out, which is always awesome when you have just like that leisure time to check out these spots and just kind of look
You
at
guys
your
get noticed? Do you get noticed when you're like in Asia? Do you get noticed? Your Matt gets noticed, I'm assuming, for sure.
yeah, In Japan, yeah, Matt definitely he gets noticed because he's just like way bigger than most Japanese people, so he just
Yeah.
stands out in that regard. And then the rest of us, like, I'm like 6'3" and not Asian, so I just kind of like stand out in a crowd, I guess there. But we kind of most of the places we go, we kind of blend in. We're kind of don't get noticed too much, but we do get noticed in places, or people kind of notice that we're not from there, so they do inquire like who we are. Like even if they
Yeah.
don't know who we are, they're
Long,
like,
long
"Are you?"
hair, wearing
Yeah,
metal shirts.
yeah. So it definitely stands out. But we kind of, most most of the time we kind of just kind of blend into the crowd and kind of, we can, we don't, anywhere we go, we don't really ever think too much about when we're like, hey, let's go wander around and sightsee or go out to dinner or something like that. Like, the last thing on our mind is like, oh, is we gonna get bothered, or someone's gonna hit us up or like notice us or something like that. Where we kind of, it's kind of very casual. And if someone does notice us and come and say, hey, we take pictures, and it doesn't really bother us at all, or it's weird. So, yeah, it's just kind of like we're just kind of like your average, just dudes, just kind of doing our thing, and
Yeah.
don't really think too much about it.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite band?
Cool. That's always a tough. I guess I have a lot of them. Definitely just like a lot of the stuff I, kind of grew up on and kind of influenced me in playing guitar and everything like that. But it's like, obviously like Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Iron Maiden, Testament, um, Iced Earth was a big one. Exodus, it's kind of like, there's a whole
All the
laundry list
thrash.
of, yeah. Basically grew up on a lot of the 80s thrash, 80s heavy metal type stuff. And then obviously like later on, like, I guess it snowballs into more extreme stuff. So after the thrash stuff, obviously got into like the Gothenburg, like Scandinavian, melodic death metal, you know, American death metal with,
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse and all that kind of stuff. So it's just like a whole melting pot of stuff. So it's hard to pick just one because there's just so many good bands in the
There is
history
a
of metal.
lot.
So it's hard to pick just one when there's so many good bands out there. But like everybody, you go through like, kind of like little phases where it's like,
Yep.
oh man, all I was doing was listening to like Exodus for like 3 weeks in a row, and then you like, oh, and then you kind of pop on. I was just doing a deep dive, doing the whole catalog of Creator, because I got asked to do like a piece there. I guess they're doing like a 40th anniversary thing, and they were asking like other musicians to like list their like top 10 Creator songs. So I was like, oh man, they got like fucking like 800 albums. So I'm like, man, I haven't listened to some of this stuff in a long time. And so I was just like, oh, just kind of start from the beginning and just listen to the records and kind of refresh my memory on the catalog, and, try to find like if there's something that I forgot about or hadn't heard in a long time, to be like, oh shit, I forgot about that tune. And
Yeah, I know that
kind
feeling.
of highlight some deep cuts in the catalog. So it was a lot of fun to go back, because I like some of those early records I hadn't heard in so long, where I was just like, fuck, like I forgot about, how cool this song was and this and that. So it was always fun to kind of, I guess, be I guess forced in a sense to like go listen to something, and you're like, oh shit, like there's so much good stuff here. So I had a total Creator binge for I think it was about like maybe like 2 weeks, where it was just trying to, I think there was like 16 albums or something like that. So there's a lot of stuff to
Yeah.
dive into, but it was a lot of fun because it was amazing that the catalog that band has of just sick material. So it was a pleasure to kill, I guess you could
Yeah.
say, to do that. So it was a lot of fun.
That's all. Like, I know you guys are on Sirius Radio, Sirius XM a lot. You know, Liquid Metal, Octane plays you. Do you get any like FM radio stations pick you guys up at all, or?
Yeah, there's depending on I don't really know, like I don't keep up with most of that stuff, but like, in the past with when we had like a radio single, a lot of the just local stations, because we do a lot of, when we're in the middle of a radio campaign, we did for like say World Goes Cold, Heart from Your Hate, we're pushed to like just regular radio. So
Okay.
when that stuff's going on, we do a lot of like, interviews or call-ins, or you have to do like the with the radio taglines where you do like the little, hey, you're listening to 105 point, whatever kind of thing.
A little jingles, yeah.
Yeah, so we did all that kind of stuff. We haven't put out any, music in a while, so we haven't had to, kind of go down that road for all that promotion kind of stuff yet. But
Yeah.
we've definitely done that. Our local station here in Orlando, WJRR, has been a big supporter of Trivium, and even if they're not like currently playing, they'll be probably there's I'm sure there's we've been played somewhere in rotation at some point throughout the time, but even so, they're friends of ours. So even if they're not, I guess, actively playing a song or anything like that, like they're always we've done a lot of stuff with like charity stuff, and then they always promote like our shows here in town and everything like that. So we definitely get the radio support, in markets. So we're always thankful for the extra help when it's needed.
That's awesome. So I know I've taken up a lot of your time. I'm sorry if I went longer than should have. You're awesome to talk to.
Thanks.
Are you a sports guy at all?
Yeah. Big sports guy. I was just watching my Bruins last night, home opener. So I'm stoked hockey's back. I'm a big hockey guy, football, basketball. So whenever there's sports on, that's like a big thing on our tour bus. Is always there's always games on.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a hockey guy. I'm Canadian, so my Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh yeah, you're in the cup drought misery that everyone talks about. Everyone talks about every year of it. Maybe it's our year.
Yeah, we say that every year. Ever since I've been born, we've been saying it every year.
Yeah, sports can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but I'm stoked that it's back, because usually the summertime it's a very boring time of the year when because usually like when I'm it's always nice on tour, but when I'm off tour at home, it's always nice when there's hockey or something going on. So at night, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hang out. It's like 7:30, 8:30 o'clock at night. There's a game on. I can make a cocktail, sit on the couch, and watch a sporting game. So I was happy. I totally forgot hockey was opening the other night. So when I turned on the TV and I was like, oh, it's like a preseason, and it was like, oh, opening night NHL, and I was like, hell yeah, that's a nice surprise. So so I've been doing that like the last couple nights. There's like basically my whole evening. There's like 2 or 3 games in a row. So I've been enjoying that, kind of getting back into hockey, and kind of having my nightly sports to take up my time.
Yeah, no, that's us here too. Last night in Toronto, we had the Maple Leafs played their home opener, but the Blue Jays, our baseball were playing. The Blue Jays were playing the Yankees.
Yeah.
And they beat the Yankees, and Yankees are out.
Yeah, I saw they were. I don't really follow baseball, but I was at least keeping up on what was happening, and I saw the Blue Jays were up 2-0 on them. So being from New England, and being a Boston, New England sports fan, even though I don't follow baseball, it's always nice when the Yankees or New York team gets eliminated.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. All the Yankee fans are all pissed at us in Toronto today, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's always good for the Blue Jays. Hopefully they'll keep going.
Oh yeah, no, and I pray for my Leafs every year, so let's hope for that too. So when you play in London, Ontario, I'll have to see if I can hit you up and maybe buy you a coffee or a beer or something like that. Thank you for talking with me today.
Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, look forward to getting back in that area. It's always you know, Canada is always a great market. Toronto is always we always know when we go up to Montreal, Toronto, or anywhere in Canada, we have some pretty diehard, awesome fans. So we're looking forward to get back up there and playing.
Awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Awesome,
And
appreciate it, man.
yeah. Thank you very much. And everybody get out, buy your EP on Halloween, and get out and see Trivium.
Awesome, appreciate it, man.
All right. Take
All
care.
right, take care.
Thanks for talking
Later.
to me, Corey. Take care.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Bye now.